Hi everybody, this is Sarah. In today's video, we're going to look at Cancer Native's forecast for 2021. This is my take on the astrology, and because of that, it may not resonate with everyone. And that's okay. If it doesn't resonate with you, no worries, just pass it on by, and I do hope you find what you're looking for. In this video, I'm not going to talk too much about the attributes or general challenges for your sign or famous Cancer natives. We have way too much to cover when we look at 2021 for that. If you would like a video maybe later with more information about what it means to be a Cancer and your general likes and dislikes and such, then just let me know in the comments section below. And also, if you found this video helpful, please do like it, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to break this down into health, wealth, career, love, and travel. There will be a timestamp below in the description box if you would like to jump forward to one of those sections. 2020 was a year of years for you, Cancer, and I know you're ready to say goodbye to everything that was 2020. But the question is, will 2021 be any better? Well, I can tell you it will be, and it will be a year of great change. And I know that may make you feel somewhat apprehensive, but really this is going to be positive. There's going to be a series of positive changes that are really going to impact you for the next decade that are going to be happening in 2021. This is a year of enormous soul growth and evolution for you, Cancer. This is you stepping into your power on a whole new level. The astrology of 2021 will be very busy. We have 3 pivotal planets that will play a driving force in your year. They are Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn. I would also suggest that if you haven't already subscribed, and be sure and watch the monthly forecast as well, because we will go into more depth. But during, say, mid-May till late July, Jupiter will be in Pisces, and it will be inspiring you. It will be lighting up different parts of your chart, and it will be giving you that optimistic, you can do anything kind of feeling that you really missed in 2021. And it's going to really help you take advantage of some of these opportunities that are going to be presented to you. It's going to be a big game changer. Neptune will be influencing your emotions and your mental health this year as well, making it a great time to reconnect with your spirituality. And I said spirituality, not religion, because the two are very different. You, by nature, Cancer, are a very spiritual being. You know that there's more out there than what we can see, touch, or feel. But life gets in the way, and you get away from your spiritual practice, and no judgment, that's all of us. 2021 will be a year where you reconnect with your practice and even expand on it. Also, it's going to be a year where your psychic abilities get an upgrade as well. So be sure and listen to your intuition as you come to these crossroads in 2021 about should you take that new job, or should you, move house, or should you take these new opportunities? Because ultimately, you know in your heart of hearts what you should do. But sometimes we doubt ourselves, or we fall into the trap of maybe thinking it's not a logical move, so we don't. And every time we go against our heart, what happens, Cancer? We end up regretting it, don't we? So we have that happening with Neptune, and then we have Saturn, which will be a driving force to get you really organized, add some responsibility to your plate, and reinforce your determination to make some of these positive changes. By and large, you're a pretty organized person anyway, but with more stuff on your plate, you're going to have to tighten that up, and you're going to have to really look at the bigger picture and look at what you're doing to really help things flow and what's really holding things back. But I'll get more into that when we talk about the different sectors. There are also 4 eclipses during 2021. An eclipse is generally a sign of major change that is inescapable. And they are May 26th, we will have a total lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. June the 10th, we have a solar eclipse in Gemini. November the 19th, we'll have a partial lunar eclipse in Taurus, and December 4th, 2021, we'll have a total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So all of these eclipses will be working to really help us embrace these changes, embrace this new way of thinking as they clear obstacles from our path and make way for this new energy to come forward. While it can seem overwhelming and maybe too much, know that you're ready. You've been putting in the time and you've been putting in the effort and you've been praying for miracles. And this could be the year when those things start really happening for you. The Great Conjunction, and I'll put a link to that video up here, will also lend you a big burst of energy for 2021. So we've got the Jupiter and Saturn energy with it balancing out some of the, I want to say, worries and maybe some of the depression that you've been facing in 2020, and easing that over and helping you become a little bit more happy and optimistic and welcoming of these new changes. So we have a lot of changes in store for you. The best way to prepare for them is to take better care of yourself. And I know the first thing that goes, Cancer, is self-care when you get busy, because you have a tendency to put everyone else's needs ahead of your own. So that's going to be a big lesson for you in 2021. This is going to be a year where you're making up for lost time when visiting with people and socializing because of what happened in 2020. You can also expect family members from out of the area to come for a visit and possibly even stay with you for a little while in 2021. And that will be stressful because your home is your safe place. It's where you recharge. But it won't be stressful as in arguments. It will just be someone in your home. So it's more likely to be physically draining for you. But it will be well worth it in the end because it's getting to reconnect with those family members and strengthening those bonds. When we look at your health, as I said earlier, 2021 will be a great year for you to focus on your spiritual and mental health. Your emotions and mental health are often overlooked because you're too busy helping others. You're that good friend that's always ready to lend a helping hand, or you're that person that's always ready to volunteer. But 2021 is going to be a year about taking care of you. I don't see any major health concerns for you other than getting the stress under control and evening out maybe some of the emotional stress as well because of work and some of these opportunities for change. It's going to be really important that you be at your best when these opportunities do present themselves. So overall, make more time for you. Set a schedule or a routine that includes physical exercise and meditation or some form of spiritual work. And that will definitely help with all the stress. It's not necessarily bad. It's just stress about trying to decide which opportunity you're going to embark on. So, I mean, these are good, positive things, but it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff happening. So overall, health is good. As we begin 2021, you're more likely to have a cold or possibly a stomach bug, something like that. But that's nothing that's going to, be a lasting problem. It's more likely that you're just pushing yourself too hard, and because of that, your immune system is suffering. So let's look at your career. This year, there's a very big chance you will move, and while you're excited to make these changes, it might still take a while to get used to the new routine and the challenges that the move and the new job bring. It's not necessarily counterproductive, but the stress from it is something that you need to add into the equation when you're thinking about whether or not you should take the job. And to be like a broken record here, the best way to counter the stress of a move or a job change is with self-care. And remember, we don't grow standing still. We have to get out of our comfort zone to really grow and bloom. Will you take this new job? Very likely. Will it impact your home life and perhaps maybe even cause you to move? Very likely. But you're also going to look at the bigger picture of what's going to happen to your family and how is it going to impact them. Is it what's right for everyone? It's better if you come from a place of being rested and being present than coming from a place of overwhelm and stress, definitely. In your career, we see that projects seem to be taking a lot longer to complete, which can be another added stressor. You're very good at working with teams, and you're very much a motivator for other people. So it's going to be a very easy year for you at work. It looks like, too, that this is going to be a year where you are tapping into your own creativity and thinking outside the box on these projects, and that's what really gets these things going and off the ground. It also looks like your side hustle or your hobby could turn into a full-time job, and you may want to take it to the next level. November or so sees you looking at that other job offer and trying to decide if it is something that you really want to do. I would say actually from late July to December when Jupiter is in Aquarius, will be a great time for you to put those new ideas out there, or to start that new business, or to take that side hustle to the next level. You're thinking outside the box, the money begins to flow, the stress lifts, and then you're presented with all these opportunities. So as I said, it's not bad, it's just a lot of things happening. And usually for you, change, like I say, makes you feel very apprehensive, because in the past, not all changes that have happened to you have been positive. And hey, no judgment. But I think it's going to be a lot more positive than you can even imagine. But it's just going to be a lot, so it's going to be intense. So that brings us to your wealth sector. 2021 sees you more flush with wealth than you've been in years. On March 17th, Venus moves into Pisces, and you're full of new ideas and plans. You put them into action, and then voila, they start paying off. And it almost feels like magic. This flows until about mid-April, and it's just pretty much, if you can dream it, you can do it. The money flows, and with it, some of the stress lifts, and you feel more empowered and more confident. I'm not going to give you the lecture about, save for the future, because you know that. But also, I will say, spend some money on yourself. Not your entire paycheck, not that entire bonus, but a little bit, and take care of yourself, okay? Overall, yeah, the more money than you've seen in years. Okay, that brings us to your love forecast. You're likely to face some changes in your social life this year because of the influence of a variety of planets, some that we've already discussed. Pluto, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, all of these planets have been a constant in your life, pushing you into soul searching, looking at past relationships, trying to understand how you ended up where you are in your current relationship, what you could have done different. You've been reviewing these things, even the platonic relationships with coworkers and family members, as well as the romantic relationship. Because of that, you've been spending a lot of time the last several years even thinking about people from the past. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to revisit them. It's more about trying to learn the lesson from that, and maybe not carrying those particular lessons forward into the next year. So single or dating, Cancer natives, it's been interesting, hasn't it? Dating in 2020 was not what you thought it was going to be. So how is 2021 going to shape up? Mercury moves into Leo on August the 9th, which will bring a flood of new and interesting people into your life. You're ready to celebrate now. There are more social gatherings. Things are happening in your world, and all of a sudden you're the center of attention. You're feeling good, your health is good, you have a fat wallet, and you're ready to go. Lots of opportunity. October begins a wonderful time also for your love life. Although long-term couples need to be cautious about getting into arguments during this time, because Venus and Scorpio can intensify both the good and the bad in relationships. The beginning of the year is going to kind of be slow dating wise, I'll be honest. You can still, connect with people online and maybe, do a little bit of casual flirting, but it's going to be probably the beginning of August before you see some major dramatic changes. But it's really like the floodgate opens, and all of a sudden you're the center of attention. So just hold on to that and know that things will not always be like they are now. For partnered or committed Cancer natives, you will be craving time at home until probably late July. You're feathering your nest and you're working through family issues. You're making your home your castle, which it is anyway. But I think now that you have the money, with the money coming in from March on, you're going to be making home repairs, projects, and definitely refurbishing things. And your spouse will be helping you, and things will all in all be okay. I mean, there's going to be some minor disagreements, but nothing's going to be really horrible. It's just going to be day in, day out stuff. For partnered Cancers, there have been disagreements and misunderstandings that you've kind of just shoved under the rug in 2020 because you just couldn't deal with it. It's just like it's too much. You've got too much going on. Well, during the first half of 2021, you're going to have to sit down and talk to your partner about these things, because if you don't, they're going to grow into something bigger. You are by nature very optimistic, but also very level-headed. You have a good understanding of how the world works. Your partner, on the other hand, may be looking at the world very differently. And that diversity, or that diverse way of looking at things, has really worked for you as a team in the past. Unfortunately, it's not really working now. And because of these misunderstandings, they may be running a scenario or fantasy in their mind that doesn't quite add up with your own. So before summer, definitely sit down and have a big conversation and smooth things out. If your partner is the number one person for bringing positivity and optimism into the relationship, then that's going to be a problem, because they're probably not going to be feeling that for the first half of the year. They're overwhelmed, they're tired, and they don't understand you. They don't understand what you're doing. They're going to be thankful the money's coming in, yes, but they're also probably not going to understand that you are spending it, and that you're spending it on home repairs and things such as that. So like I say, definitely talk it through. November sees a dip in love, but nothing that can't be resolved with communication. Get everything straight by summer, and then things should roll along until about November. Trust your instincts and not logic when it comes to issues with your partner. If you find that the situation is not getting any better by December of 2021, then it may be time to have a really deep discussion about what you and your partner want, and see if you can get relationship back on stable ground. If not, it may be a time of parting ways. Venus makes its way through all the signs in 2021, and this brings the end of the year in Capricorn. So that means in your close relationships, including your close romantic relationships, you're either going to become much closer by the end of 2021 and enjoy a healthier relationship than you've probably ever had, or it's going to really highlight what's broken and what can't be fixed. So if you're having problems in your romantic relationship, these problems will either be resolved in 2021, or they will definitely be highlighted in a way that you know that they cannot be fixed. Male Cancer natives have been having a really rough time in the romantic sector for probably the last 5 years. 2021 is going to be the year when things kind of stabilize for you. If you are in that relationship that's not working, it's probably going to end. You have put your blood, sweat, and tears into this relationship. You've done everything you could, and you're just not happy. And it's not something you want to embrace. It's not something you want to admit. It's not something you want to do. But still, how much longer can you go on like this? Female Cancer natives, it's one of those things too of this is not where you saw your life being. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just you have to decide what's important to you and how much energy you're going to put into the relationship. And it takes two people. And that's same for both male and female Cancers. You're going to come to that conclusion. You alone cannot save a failing relationship. Your partner has to step up and do their part too. And that will probably be the defining moment. And I know this is pretty vague, but like I say, this is a general reading. If you really want to know more about how it's going to affect you personally, hit me up at Serenity. I'll put my information up here. And of course, it's always in the description box below for a personal reading. So we see the theme of change continuing again, even in your romantic sector. And also it's a change that's probably past due. Going on to travel. Cancer, you aren't really focused on travel until about mid-August or later. Your mind is on those home projects and your family. You are feathering the nest and you are concentrating on local stuff. By November, December, you'll be ready for that nice big family getaway and ready to go and see relatives, maybe even out of the country. Things will be shifting, but it'll take probably till about August till you're ready to really make any big trips, or even really long weekend trips for that matter. And that's okay, because you won't care. You'll be too busy with work, opportunities, counting your money, and also working on those home projects. So overall, it looks like you will be traveling with family or friends too in 2021. So that will be a nice change. To sum it up, Cancer, 2021 is a year of change for you. There's a very strong possibility that that side hustle or your hobby becomes a full-time job and that you take it up to the next level. You also will be having a better financial year than you've had in years. The money will be flowing, and this will free you up to finish some of those home improvement projects, maybe update your furniture or your fixtures in your home, or even perhaps think about upgrading your home. There will be a job opportunity definitely by November. Whether or not you take it is up to you, but it will be a big change. Because of this, you may really struggle with whether or not you should take the job, but that's okay. The best way to come at this is from a place of being rested and present and not being overwhelmed. That's another big theme for the year: self-care, pacing yourself, and also not putting yourself at the end of the list of people that you must take care of. Put yourself at least on the list, okay? Romance-wise, it's going to be a little bit of the same thing until about July, and then things start shifting, and by August, you're the center of the attention, you're a social butterfly, people want to talk to you, they want to date you, they want to hang out, so that's very positive as well. By the end of the year, you could be thinking about a new romance going a little bit further and maybe becoming a little bit more committed, but I don't see a wedding or anything like that for you in 2021. That'll be 2024, but that's another video. Partnered and committed Cancers, yeah, pretty much you're looking at focusing on teamwork at home as you do these projects, as you feather the nest, as you really are able then to make your house a reflection of who you are. This is a thing you do with love. These are projects you tackle with love. And if the relationship has been going well, this will be something that will draw you closer together as well. If the relationship has been bumpy, it's time to sit down and talk things through, because you don't need this miscommunication to continue on, because you're living in two separate worlds. So it's really important to put your cards on the table and talk things through. Most of the relationships, Cancer, will make it and it will be fine. It's just misunderstandings. That's all it is. The others, you know that the relationship needs to end, and it will probably by December of 2021. All in all, it looks like it's going to be a much better year for you. I would say the number one challenge will be change. Even though they're positive changes, it will still be a challenge, though, to accept them, because you will be working more. Because of that, there will be more stress. You're going to be focused on these other projects. You're going to be busy. So it's really important that you make time for self-care, Cancer. I hope you found this little mini reading helpful. If you would like your own personal reading, you can find me at Serenity. I'll put my information up here and in the description box below. Once again, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the Serenity family, and I can't wait to see what else happens in 2021. It's going to be an exciting year. Reiki blessings. Bye-bye.